Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, here we go again. Oakland getting blindsided and beaten up and picked on by yet another Bay Area city. Remind you that it was San Francisco under the direction of the late great Ed Lee who came in in broad daylight snatched the Warriors with a better offer. Ed Lee, the mayor, saying that they approached aggressively. Joe Lacob said San Francisco was aggressive and got the Warriors out of Oracle Arena to build their own facility, Chase Center, in Mission Bay in San Francisco. Now, on top of all that, we had the Oakland Panthers, which were owned in part by Marshawn Lynch. Remember him, Marshawn Lynch, who couldn't get a deal favorable to them. The issue was ticket prices to be at the Oakland Arena. And they're a startup company. But rather than the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum Joint Powers at the way working out a deal that's more favorable to them, let alone getting them, city assistance. What they do is they just say, we couldn't come to a deal. And so guess what? The San Jose Arena gets the Oakland Panthers. They take their name away from that. They're not the Oakland Panthers, and they call themselves the Bay Area Panthers. No, they don't call themselves the San Jose Panthers. Some might say, well, that's some solace. I think it's none. If I'm San Jose, I'm saying, hey, look, I want San Jose in my name or in that team's name, and we'll provide the assistance to make that happen. That's great marketing for San Jose. Unfortunately, you have people today who don't understand how to think that. Hey, Logan, how you doing? For those of you wondering what I'm doing on live stream, Logan says, hi, Zinni. I'm saying hello back. Now, what is the problem? The problem is that on late Friday night, leading to Saturday, the mayor of San Jose, the current mayor of San Jose, a man named Matt Mahan, got together four former San Jose mayors, Sam Liccardo, Chuck Reed, Ron Gonzales, and Tom McEnery, the great Tom McEnery, and wrote a letter to Major League Baseball that called on MLB to allow for Santa Clara to be released from being part of the territory of the San Francisco Giants. Now, do I expect that letter is going to have any weight? Actually, no, zero. It's great for PR, but let's put it together. They don't have any elected official of note stomping for them, like, for example, Barbara Lee stomping for the A's and trying to literally threaten a change in law to stop the A's from relocating to Las Vegas. Not happening. But the bottom line is what the current mayor of San Jose did was marshal forces. Okay? By contrast, what did Mayor Sheng Thao do? Well, let's put it together, okay? She put all of her efforts, she admitted this in a recent interview with Casey Pratt, saying, I've been calling legislators to stop them from voting. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. The funding measure passed. And it passed just a day after the winning organization, the NHL Las Vegas Golden Knights, paraded the Stanley Cup trophy around Las Vegas and then continue to do so for the next week and leading into the week, for next days and leading into the next week. A marvelous spectacle of events that I couldn't take my eyes off of. It was what you want Oakland to be, but Oakland is afraid to be. So anyway, I digress. What did Shang do? She tried to call them. That was it, okay? Then she took off for Vietnam. Really, I think, so that she could visit her relatives from among associates overseas there. All right? In the middle of this whole issue with the athletics, in the middle of crime and everything else, it's like she's saying, well, these problems are going to be here. I'm going over there. But I'm going with the mayor of San Francisco. And I'm going to bring back some business. Okay. Gotcha. All right. This is the one time Oakland needs to fight and stop letting other cities push it around or out of the way. But where's the mayor? Okay? Where's the mayor? What the mayor should do, and yeah, there's a thunderstorm going outside, so this is a perfect time to make this kind of, live stream vlog. But what the mayor should do is marshal the cities of the East Bay, their mayors, Berkeley, Emeryville, Richmond, Walnut Creek, the whole of Contra Costa County. You get the idea. Go south, get Fremont involved. All of them. I did that for the Super Bowl. Heck, I got the whole Bay Area. Okay? Work it. So we don't have a sports commission. The mayor doesn't know how to do it. So, you know what? The whole thing gets lost. All right? Dean says if Oakland can't work at all for the A's, San Jose is a better place. Ideally, Howard Terminal is where we wanted them. I get that. But what everyone is missing is this. It's not that Oakland can't work for the A's. Oakland quite literally didn't work for the A's. I'm saying Oakland was lazy. All right? All that needed to be done was for Oakland to have put together two things. I've said this before. The Enhanced Infrastructure Financing District based on SB 293 Skinner, which then would have been used if they had established in 2020, because started collecting the revenue, okay, to finance, first of all, administrative costs, at least part of it, share with the A's, and then the prepare a bond issue so that what could be paid for would be both the infrastructure for the athletics, which the athletics would give the 10.5 million. Ha 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 ha. It's 370 million back to the city. That was the original idea, right? Reimburse, okay? And then take the other part of it and pay for community benefits and offsite infrastructure. Offsite infrastructure costs, folks, done right, only refer to arterial, proper street and road improvements. That's it, okay? And offsite means, just outside of Howard Terminal, which is 55 acres. It's not complicated, okay? It's not complicated. So Dean says, I meant if Oakland politicians show no desire, then San Jose is the best place. If a deal can be worked, but it's too late. In either case, it's too late. And my point is that now what we're arguing about is expansion, okay? And Oakland has a second chance. In truth, folks, Oakland has a giant second chance, but this is what I learned in trying to bring the Super Bowl to Oakland, yet losing by 8 NFL votes to Jacksonville and Miami back in 2000. Jim Steig, who was then the head of the Super Bowl, Mr. Super Bowl, the NFL's senior vice president for special events, told me that it's about aggression. He said, Zenny, there's no reason, and Jacksonville has no business expecting to host a Super Bowl. Yet here they are, arguably at front runner status because they have a popular owner, but also they've tried once, twice, and then thrice. This was the third shot, meaning they had submitted bids before, but the bids never got as far as being in the finals for a host of reasons. Among them, Jacksonville didn't have enough hotels. Well, this time, or I should say that time, they figured out a creative way to solve it. Cruise ships. But guess what, folks? They actually didn't have enough cruise ships signed up, okay? Yeah, they basically lied on their application. So there was a chance that the whole Super Bowl could have switched back to Oakland, except we didn't have enough hotel rooms either. And what happened in my case was I got 7,821 rooms, but we needed 17,000, okay? Minimum to serve the NFL family. But I got a letter from the Santa Clara County Convention and Visitors Bureau that gave us 15,000 rooms. That was a pledge, all right? So that could have worked for us, but it didn't because the city itself didn't take what we were doing seriously. Jerry Brown didn't take the idea that I could get Oakland this far as a reality. He saw it behind my back to push me out of the way. I got that from the NFL itself. Okay. And then when it became clear that I was giving them the best press that they were having for the year as a city, they started to turn around. And that's when Jerry even pushed harder in terms of, looking at what I was doing or trying to figure out somebody else different. But there wasn't anybody who was better qualified to do what I was doing than me because I had studied it, I knew the league, and I knew the ins and outs. For Jerry to do that was ridiculous. And that's why I wrote an email to my board saying that Jerry had a problem at the time with African American men who spoke the Queen's English rather than, oh yeah, what's up, man, and all this stuff, okay? And yeah, then I regretted writing the email, but I don't now. Because what he did was racist. And it was illegal for him to fire me, let alone holding up an $80,000 grant to the sports commission I created from scratch that no one gave any chance to. All right? So my point is that Oakland has this major problem with being successful, and it finds any reason to not achieve something that will put it on the national map. How else to explain? You tell me. How else to explain why Oakland has lost all three sports teams, major ones, technically four, but not within the 10-year time frame. Within 10 years. First, the Warriors. Then, the Raiders. Then, the A's. Or as Joe Lacob said to me in 2012, we're the first shoe to drop. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. He didn't equivocate. My day's great. Project Shaka. Agreed. It's very too late. Yeah, it is too late. But my point is, it's not too late for Oakland to get off the schneid and go after an expansion organization. Oakland A's fans, look, I tell you, you don't like it, but it's the government's fault. Okay? And you let both Libby and Sheng off the hook. You focused on John because he's distant, he's a billionaire, he runs the team that you love, and he wants to take it out because he's tired of being treated like crap. That's the bottom line. My question for you is this. If you're really a fan, you don't ask the team to be sold. You say stay in Oakland. You don't say sell. That's the difference between the Raiders fans and the A's fans. The A's fans think they have the temerity to get the owner to sell the team. The Raiders fans don't even think that. They say, hey, you know what? We want you back here. I mean, we'll try to take the name and colors from you. Some of them said that. I didn't agree with that. All right. My feeling was, hey, look, you have a contract as an organization with the fans, and you broke that implied contract. And not only that, that contract in the NFL situation was not implied. It was written in the franchise agreement, franchise relocation agreement. Okay. It's there in the guidelines. It was right there. St. Louis sued on that basis and got somewhere in the just north of 700 million, whereas we're still sitting back as a city, crying about billionaires and all this other crap. All right. In an era of our lives when anybody can be a billionaire because of the internet, it allows someone to build a business at scale. What's happening with what's her name? Yeah, Kardashians and Jenner, right? And the lady up there, okay? But I digress. My point is, it's Oakland doesn't want to believe. I faced it when I worked to try to bring the Super Bowl to Oakland. Oakland doesn't believe. And Oakland's full of people who work for it, who take the taxpayer dollars, who then are more concerned about retaining their jobs than making the city better, and for good reason. It's expensive to live. And as a recent study proved, the reason why you have so many people who are homeless in California is because the rent is too damn high. All right? So we're at a place in Oakland where we need leadership that's going to jump in fearlessly and be proactive, not reactive. We are constantly reactive, okay? We are constantly reactive. And that's all I'm saying about that, because I'm going to come back next. I'm going to talk about the very strong and very real possibility that the Golden State Warriors wind up in Las Vegas. That's right. Subscribe to Zenny62, bookmark oaklandnewsnowblog.com, zenny62.com, oaklandnewsonline.com. I'll be back in a second. That ends this broadcast.